Guys, welcome back to LMO Podcast. Thank you for joining us again today. So I'm going to be here with Shireen, the founder, and we'll be talking about how laser hair removal is not only a cosmetic procedure, but it can actually help with your confidence and your mental health. Let's dive in. Hi Shireen, welcome back to LMO Podcast. How have you been?
Really good. I like your new look.
Thank
you. I love these. These are so cool.
Can you share any self-care routines or any procedures that you've done that have worked really well for you and your skin that have made you more confident?
Yeah, look, it's all about less is more. That is definitely something I'm going to stick to. If you actually looked at what I use on my skin in a week or even daily, I probably use 2 products. I clean my face with a cleanser and then I put moisturizer on, and that's it. And before I go to sleep, I do the same thing. So it's actually 2 products I use. And if I'm being exposed to the sun or I'm going on holiday, of course I wear SPF, which is super important. So honestly, like, that's the best thing. Your skin knows what it's doing. The human body is incredible, right? Why do we bombard it with so many products? All you're doing is you're just clogging it, and you're making a lot of money for that brand.
I think a lot of the younger generation as well, they see people on TikTok with like an 11-step skincare routine.
That is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but like, why would your skin need 11 different products on the face?
It doesn't make sense.
It's just a marketing gimmick. You're making a lot of money for these brands. And I'm here telling you right now, all you need is 2 products. Unless you have some sort of condition, that's separate, then you're going into more medicated creams. But this whole 11 care skincare stuff, it's time consuming, it's a waste of money, and honestly, long term, it's really bad.
It's really damaging.
It is, because you're removing so many of these layers on your skin, which there's a reason why you have them, Yeah.
So why do you think routines such as laser hair removal is not only cosmetic, but it's literally a need in someone's life?
So it's not just to get rid of your hair. I mean, of course, that's like the first point of having that treatment, but it's also really good for your skin. Because what happens a lot of the time is people have acne and they don't realize it's because of ingrown hairs. And because of ingrown hairs, you can get spots. So this is why laser hair removal, yes, it gets rid of your hair, which gives you a smoother look, but also is helping your skin as well, right? It's closing the pores, because where you have thicker hair on your body, that's where you see those enlarged pores that look like strawberry legs. And to have that very airbrushed, smooth look, this is where laser hair removal really helps with the skin as well.
And if you came across someone that was hesitant to start laser hair removal, what would be your advice to them?
I mean, I'll need to know why, right? I think, why do you think people are hesitant to start it?
I would say it's probably the price point. Laser hair removal is quite expensive. A lot of people are students. Living in London is quite expensive as well. So I would say, as you said before, when you were looking for laser hair removal, the easiest option for you was to find a normal, cheap, that doesn't use soprano titanium. But what would be your advice to someone that's really struggling and they really want to start laser hair removal?
I think the one thing I've learned in life is, when I was younger, I was always looking for like the cheap bargains. And what I realized, and I've realized this from successful people as well, is that if you end up buying cheap stuff, you're going to buy multiple of those, and overall it accumulates to be a lot. If you think about it, if you take like a 5-year span and you think about whether you're doing waxing or you're shaving or you're going to these cheap Groupon deals, you're ending up spending a lot of money and you're not getting the result. So my motto in life now is do something really well and do it once. So I'm happy to spend a lot on buying a really nice top, and it's expensive, but I know the quality is there and it's going to last me. And it goes for the same as my treatments. I'd rather go to a laser hair removal clinic where, yes, I might spend more, but I know I'm going to get the quality and the results. So that would be my advice to young people, which is don't make the same mistakes I did, where you end up shopping around for cheap stuff and you waste so much money. It's like people now, right, when they buy stuff from like Pretty Little Thing, like, I feel like you end up spending more money.
You can only wear it once and then...
Well, this is it. But if you think about how many times people order, like my friend started spending, she started buying things off Shireen, and she was like, Shireen, trust me, like, you're going to save so much money. Just buy clothes that are like super cheap, wear it once and throw it away. But if I looked at her account, she's spending like £300-400 like every month. I'd rather buy one top which is really nice and has good quality, because have you seen the quality of Shireen?
I don't know about you, but I feel like I can't wear the same outfit twice.
No, I get that. Listen, it's one Instagram post and that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
But I still feel like, I don't know, I think a lot of my friends now are just buying stuff and returning it as well.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I've done that before, I'm not gonna lie.
And just keep the tags on, right? Like, honestly, it's just a joke.
But at the same time, if no one's seen me in an outfit and I haven't taken a photo in it, I'll definitely wear it again.
Yeah. Anyway, moving away from the clothes, guys, because we can talk about this all day long.
So Shireen, how would you advise the younger generation that suffer with body dysmorphia? Because as you know, everyone compares themselves to all these models on Instagram. Everyone wants to look perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting a BBL, everyone's getting their boobs done. So what would be your advice for that?
So just on the last point as well, guys, I just wanted to touch, I'm not a dermatologist, okay? So I was just giving my own advice. So let's just keep that clear before I get loads of comments saying, you're not a dermatologist, you don't know what's good for my skin. I'm just telling you guys what works for me, basically. So in terms of body dysmorphia, there's a great book called Pixel Flesh. And I think every single young person should definitely read this. And it's basically about how we look at people on pixels. Right? So when you look at someone on a camera, that is not real flesh. What you are seeing is pixels. It's tiny little squares of colors. Okay? And they have been made to edit. People have airbrushed them. God knows how much they've done to those photos to make it look like that.
Yeah, Facetune.
Yeah, like everyone's done it. I've done it before, you know? Like, it's not real. So you can't compare your reality to something which is not real. And I think the younger generation now is definitely pushing back, but we need to push back a bit more. Reality is that we all are beautiful and we need to embrace our imperfections, but there's also a shift. So I've been talking to loads of guys in my gym, by the way. Hashtag I'm married, so it's not like I'm getting chatted up. I just got guys as friends. And a lot of guys now don't look for perfection anymore. Like, they actually think that now is too fake.
They like imperfections.
Yeah, so a guy actually said to me, like, he's dating a girl who had a hook nose, and he's like, I love that. He actually loved that feature because every single chick now has a perfect nose, which is like a slope, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to Turkey at 16. But he loved that about her, and the fact that she was confident and she's rocking it, and she doesn't want a nose job, that for me is powerful. Like, when I heard that, I was like, wow, like, that is cool, right? Like, she could be there sitting, scrolling, thinking, where's the before and after I could get for a nose job? But she's not. So I think there's definitely a shift even for what guys want now. And I'm proud of the younger generation to actually make a stand for this.
Yeah, it's true. I'd say looking through Instagram now, I'd say natural bodies and being slimmer is definitely in trend now.
Yeah, and just being healthy and what works for you. Listen, you know, like, everyone has different genetics, okay? And no one's telling you to be obese or fat and say, I'm proud of this, okay? We're talking about just being healthy, having a balanced life and being consistent, and just loving your body for what it is.
And being confident in your own skin.
Yeah, and just live life, you know, just be present. We're always thinking about, when I have this, I'm gonna be happy, and we're always thinking about the future, but just live now.
So as you know, being on social media, there's a lot of pressure to look perfect. There's a lot of pressure to have the perfect hair, perfect skin, perfect body. But how would you say laser hair removal affects your mental well-being and how it can improve how you are in general?
So I think overall, to look after mental health nowadays is really important. And a few tips that really help me is meditation. I know it's out there and everyone's talking about it, but just a few minutes in the mornings just to breathe, super important. I love yoga. I've definitely been getting into that. Like, the slow yin-yang yoga definitely really helps with me. I just get into my flow. And having good sleep. I don't think a lot of us get a good night's rest, and we need that. But going back to Laser Me Out, look, feeling confident in yourself is where your mind and body is connected, right? So if physically you're looking after yourself, you feel good, you feel confident, that automatically
shows in your appearance.
Yeah, and it gives you, like, it really, you feel good mentally as well. So when you've got laser done, for me, as soon as I've like removed my hair from the body, I just feel clean and I feel like hygienic and I just feel confident. And that does something to my head where I'm like, okay, I need to get blow dry now. I need to do my nails.
Yeah, when you look good, you feel good.
Exactly. So I think it's all about taking care of yourself, not just how you look physically, but also going to the gym, you know, giving that nurture side to your body as well, eating good foods, because when you have crap junk food, you feel really groggy the next day. As soon as I have clean food, the next day I feel so energetic.
Yeah.
So it's a 360 approach.
Do you agree if I was to say that nowadays I feel like men's mental health is also neglected? It's not really something that a lot of people dive into as much. And why would you say that men can also start their laser hair removal journey? Because as you know, maybe like 90% of our clientele are female. So what would be your advice to any males out there that are struggling with their mental health and that have also considered getting laser hair removal?
Yeah, I think I've actually spoken to a lot of men who've had ingrown hairs which have led to like abscesses, and they've actually had to get surgery to remove them. And that's quite a common condition that happens in men, where they get like a big lump and it looks like a big spot, but actually it was an ingrown hair to start with.
Around the beard line as well,
And
right?
on the back, it can be anywhere. Some men even have it around the groin area, right? Because it's a really sweaty area and there's quite thick hairs. And what men don't realize is laser hair removal is something that can literally sort that out. Now, you don't have to get rid of your hair completely so you look like a dolphin. You can have a few sessions which can thin your hair as a guy,
and
right?
it's more manageable to deal with.
Exactly, because some guys literally shave twice a day, and that is unrealistic. It's uncomfortable when you're wearing a tight shirt because
And it's so itchy.
It's so itchy, right? So I think for a guy who's in a suit, who's got an interview, who's feeling itchy, that's not helping his mental health in any way. So this is why laser hair removal for men is so important, because it can definitely change their life in so many ways. And you guys just need to come in for a consultation, because we have amazing therapists that can talk you through it.
So I definitely agree with everything you said. As you know, I used to be a laser hair removal therapist myself, so I've done a lot of consultations with men.
Oh yeah?
And I feel like when men come in, especially when they come into our clinic because they see the pink and they're just a bit like thrown back, they'll come in, they feel a bit embarrassed, especially if they're doing like the intimate area, they don't really understand how it works, or they feel shy to even start the treatment. But I would say from speaking to a few clients that I've personally done myself, from session 1 to session 3, they've had around a 30 to 40% reduction. And after that, they felt so different. They felt confident. All the hair hasn't been removed completely, but the fact that they now have thin hair and they don't suffer with ingrowns has made a change to their life, especially if you go to the gym.
Totally agree.
Thank you, Shireen, for joining us today. It's been really nice hearing the advice that you have for the younger generation, and also the fact that we've included men's mental well-being, because that's something that a lot of people don't touch base on. Hopefully soon we'll be having a lot of our clients come onto the podcast, especially our male clients, so they can share their own journey. But if you'd like to see more, please tune in.
Definitely subscribe. And again, guys, like all the advice I've given, I'm not an expert. This is just from my own personal journey. And if you have any questions, please comment below.